Okay. So he said distance, time, and it can't be straight. Let me make that a little skinnier. All right. So they're not straight. All right. So constant speed. Well, look how. Somebody not Logan, not William. All right. So I got Bree drawn in the air over here. So she did this. And my axis is going to look. Bree's been cloned. All right. So Bree, D and T. All right. So we got those two. All right. Number 3. And we're going to do speed there. Who wants to tell me this one? Cannot be Bree, William, or Logan. Cannot. Those 3 are off limits. So somebody else. Before I start drafting people. You do what, Jacob? You don't have that one. What I say we would do if we had 2 times yesterday. We would subtract. All right. So Anna said subtract the 2 times. So what are we going to do with 15 and 8? They go on top or the bottom? Anna can't answer either now. Somebody else. Where does the times go?
The bottom.
They go on the bottom. Okay. So 15 minus 8 goes on the bottom. All right. Now, how are we going to get the distances? Who wants to tell me that? Do what, Alize? Find 15 on the chart. All right. So 15 is here. So what does it match up with? All right. So where am I going to put the 225? Up top. All right. So I'm going to put it right here with the 15, 225. All right. Now, how do I get the other distance? Now, all right, Damien. All right. I'll look up the 8 in the chart. So 8 matches up with a 120. All right. So what do I do with that 225 and that 120? Subtract them. Anytime you have 2, you subtract. All right. So if I use my calculator, which I don't have out because it's first speed test.
It equals 105.
Equals what?
105.
105. Okay. So 105 over 7. Anybody divide that for me? Huh? 15? That's okay. I can let him tell you what it equaled on the calculator. All right. Now, some of us left this blank yesterday with the units. All right. I've done almost everybody's front side. I hadn't done the back yet. So what did you get on? First of all, some of us didn't divide this right either. When y'all put this in the calculator, what number do you put in the calculator first? It doesn't have to be the big number. Has to be the top number. Whatever's on the top, whether it's the big number or the little number, doesn't matter. So whatever number's on the very top goes in the calculator first. The 105, then divide whatever's on the bottom. In this case, it happens to be the big number. So 105 divides 7. Now let's say on the lab that you did that I handed back the other day. Let's say on the lab, because some people did this. You had 48.5 grams and you had 50.2 milliliters. Some of y'all divided this wrong. How would you punch that in the calculator? 48.5 because it's on top divided by 50.2. Some of y'all flipped that because you did the big number divide the little number. It doesn't work that way. Whatever's on top is divided by what's on the bottom. Okay, so some of y'all got I think I wrote -2 because you calculated it wrong. I gave you a check because you wrote down the right work, but the answer you got's wrong. So I said -2 calculator error. So make sure you punch it in the calculator right. Now, some of y'all got a -1 because the unit's wrong. What unit are we putting on this? What's your distance? Meters. Over, what's your time? Over seconds. It was centimeters per second on the lab yesterday. All right, number 4. Average speed of the object was the question, number 3, was the last question that I graded on the lab sheet. So what's the average speed of the object? How do you find average speed? What did we talk about yesterday? It was the last problem we worked yesterday before we did the lab. The bottom 2. Very good, Ashanti. I told you can't answer. So Ashanti says take the last 2. So speed equals what's the total distance he went? 280 meters. What's the total time he took to do it? 20 seconds. So on most of your papers, you had 12.4. There were a couple people who had 12.3. All right. And so you would divide over the 0.6 is the time y'all had yesterday. So 280 divide 20. So we get 14 meters per second. Now, if I asked you if this was constant speed or average speed, what would you tell me? I see. Would this be constant speed or average speed?
That would be.
How do you know it's average speed? They're not the same. Okay, if it's constant speed, they have to be the same numbers, right?
Yes.
And they're not the same number. Questions about that?
No.
All right. And I'm working on your lab sheets. I had to go to Jacket today, and I was there most of my planning period. So I didn't quite get them done. I've got almost all the front sides done. Huh? I have a second. All right. So from there, we're going to do a little practice with what we've got. Some of y'all can do speed. Some of you can't. We're going to do two things. One's going to be a graph that we need to practice, and one we're going to do some things on a program called ClassFlow. Now, I don't know how many people have actually used ClassFlow before. Some of you have, some of you probably haven't. So in order to use ClassFlow, we're going to use the computers. Now, when I give you computers, first of all, you need to stay on the site that I asked you to go to. And second of all, you need to use the computer that I've asked you to use. And your name is assigned a list back here on the computer card. Now, somebody come drag this cart that's on wheels and slide it that way. Normally I do. I ain't moving that cart with one hand. Ain't happening today. Just slide it right over here against not that computer cart. Yeah. It's on wheels. Just roll it right over here against the table. Now it just makes it much easier for people to get to the car.
I wish I would have gone bed. I bet if somebody's building a house, it would be.
All right. Now, do not bend the doors. Now, if you're a computer 4, when I came back here earlier, computer 4 was unplugged, which is Virginia. Virginia, take 1 today, because that one was plugged in, and I'm afraid yours will die. Okay? So, get the computer that is yours and pull it up, and I'll open it. You do not need to log in. You can just do LSH student. I don't think you have to do that though. You're thinking about old computers. Just grab your computer and open it up. And I'm going to tell you where to go in just a second. Okay?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, because I do them in small units. What will tests be on? Tests will be on motion. Speed, velocity, acceleration. Best guess is Thursday. It may be Friday. I don't know yet. Let's see. It'll depend on how today goes. I'll be able to tell you more after today.
Look at you.
I've never used this. You never used
A lot of people don't use it in the building. Yeah.
I don't see my name on there.
It's because I use. Just go to the last number and I'll put you on there.
Okay,
Computer Computer thing back there.
Who's got computer 10?
BK.
I thought that was mine. Is that my name on it?
Huh?
They got glasses.
That is my computer number.
Did I misnumber the sheet? Which is possible. I edited it, so it's possible.
Look, what number do mine say?
Number 2.
It's possible I misnumbered. Check if you're 11.
I did try to 11. Hey, Jacob.
Who else didn't have one? Hannah? You must have been on my original list, and I keep using an old list or something. Because I need to add you and Alizé. Which one did you take? 21?
23.
Which one?
23.
Take one of the other numbers in the 20s. I want to see it. And I will add you and Alizé. All right, y'all are going to classflow.com /learner. Okay? Y'all are going to classflow.com /learner. Classflow.com /learner. I'll write it on the board. I get the top off the pen. Okay. We have to log out. There we go. You should get something that looks like that. It's on the board in black. Classflow.com /learner. Don't go to just classflow.com because y'all are not logging in as teachers or students. And you should get something that looks like that. Yeah, you should get something that looks like that. I'm going to give you a code in a minute. Join. I just got to toggle over to the other tab. I think I remember it, but I can't swear to it. I remember the first 2 letters and numbers. I know it's Q3. You need the one that says /learner. What's wrong, Tris? Did you have to go in it yourself?
It's the first 4 letters of your first name, first 4 letters of your last name, the last 4 digits of your lunch number. That's dividend.odxskills.org. You get that shit first? It was doing that to me too. When I was in Zelda class, it was saying that something's off my password. It ain't much.
I did not know what to tell you because you go to see Ms. Floyd, which you can do. So take the best and go see her and ask her. Which one? Best on the door. Yep. You can close it and walk. So you don't break it. Anybody else not at that screen? Because we will use this fairly regularly. Sarah, would you have my dad for respect? set that up there for Chase when he comes back. All right. Now, you need to type in this code and then just put your name in. You don't have to give me first and last. All right, see that code right there in the corner, Q3HFR? Type in Q3HFR and put your name in. Q3HFR. Okay, why did it log me out? All right. Everybody got a nice picture of some scenic view? Don't worry about finding your name. I didn't put your names in. Okay, last year I didn't recognize anybody's name, so just type in your name. Okay? Don't find your name, type your name in. Okay? Those are old names from a previous class. And type anybody's name in today. I'm wasting my time. Last year I typed everybody's names in and it still wouldn't let anybody go. You might want something.
Yeah.
You're just on now. I don't know if you even. I'm right on, just spin. There we go. Why is it in Spanish?
You got the paper on your way. See it? You got your hand over it. She's trying to get off your back. There it goes.
Alright, it should come up. Your name's been typed in. Alright. Yes, I already said that. Alright, now this will be faster the next time we do it. You see this problem on the board? Did it appear on your computer?
Yeah.
Alright. On your screen should have appeared some tools down there at the bottom. Did you get some tools? I want you to work it, and I want you to send me the answer. You see that in the bottom right-hand corner that says submit? I want you to send me the answer. Now, you could use the tools to work it on the computer and send it back to me, or you can work it on paper and just send me the answer. I don't care. But either way, I need you to submit that answer or that problem to me so that I get it up there on the computer. Now, I'm not showing the names. The old toggle that says show names, that's all. All that will appear up there is a card with the answer. No one will know that it's your work or your name, okay? So there's no embarrassment factor here, okay? Unless you holler, ooh, that was mine, Ms. Wall, okay? So send me your answer or your work so that I can see what you know, okay? These are all forms of formative assessment for me so I can see where we're at. Some of you won't do work on a worksheet, but for some odd reason, I can get you to do this. So, see what we can do. I don't care if you do it on the computer or on paper and send the answer. We're gonna do about 4 problems. This is why I said we might not get to the lab, Reed. Depends on how quickly this goes. This will be the tie-up. First time we do this, it's always slower. One more. All the way. Like I can't see them away. I took 2 photos from here yesterday. Don't let me take headphones. You need calculator.
I didn't take it.
You what?
She thought I took it.
Do you need one?
No.
Do you have one?
I'll give her. Yes. I practice using my bad hands. Anybody else need a calculator? Did she figure it out for you? Okay. You put it in wrong, or what was going on?
I had to put a dot in between the first and last name.
Okay.
Thank
you. Okay. All right, so you got signed on? All right, so let's get you to class level. Now, those of you who are stuck, what are you doing with the distances? Add them up. What are you doing with the times? Add them up. And then you're doing what? You're dividing. See if that helps you if you're stuck.
Thank you.
See that website over there? Classflow.com/learn. Yeah. I said, the car, we're gonna work in a second. And then type in Q3 HFR.
And then go to the bottom and type it in there. Because last year it wouldn't let us, when I put people's names, it wouldn't let them recognize people's names, so I didn't waste my time typing it. All right, now send you, there you go. That's the question I'm working. I can give you the tools to be able to work.
That's what I like. Shut up, that's my-
It doesn't matter. Put in what you think it is.
I did already.
If it's wrong, it's wrong. You don't get shot for giving me wrong answers. Pretty sure. All right, if you want an answer, put it in. Put in what you think. I don't know. Put in what you want because I'm going to end the poll here in just a second. All right, let's see what we came up with.
I didn't see that two man
No.
right there.
Oh,
y'all, that's crazy.
All right,
Oh my
so if we look at what you got, you had to find speed equals 4 plus 2 plus 4 over, what's our time?
2 plus
2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3. So you have 10 over 8, and you get 1 point what? 25? So, miles per hour? All right. Now, if I look back then at that, and I come down here to some cards, I got a 4.5 and 1.25, 1.25, 1.42. My guess is we missed an hour of rest. We missed the 1 hour. 1.42 has got a line through it. I don't know what that means. Answer is 1. Did we round off?
I missed the 2.
Oh, okay.
The 2 miles.
Gotcha. All right, 1.42 probably missed the hour also. All right, so let's try another one. I'm not going to do them all. All right. All right, did you get a new question? All right, do that one. That'd be an answer. How many have I got up there? I'm waiting on how many? Alright, so. But there's some bright yellow. Alright, are you ready for me to end it?
Yes.
Alright, put it in. Do it quickly. Did you hit submit? Okay. All right, so let's see what we came up with here. All right, so we got an 8.27. We got a 400. We got a 8. We got 8.27. Oops. Let's see if I can scroll this up a little bit. I got an 8.27, duh. Okay.
First of all, y'all actually got an
8.27. What's the yellow one say? 8.27 with a big check mark. All right, so let's work it and make sure the answer is 8.27. All right, so speed equals distance over time, right? So what are we looking for? If it says how long?
Speed and
Are we looking for speed and distance, or are we given that? We're looking for what?
The time.
We're looking for the time. All right, so if we're looking for the time, we have speed and distance. So which one do we know is the 455?
Distance.
That's the distance. And what's the 55 miles per hour? Okay, so cross multiply 55t equals 455. How do I get t? Divide. All right, I know. I've been told that for years. So 455 divided by 55 is 8.27. So if you round it off to 8, that's fine. You wrote 8.27, that's fine. I saw a couple 8.2s because I'm standing close enough to see it. That's fine. All those things are fine. All right, so let's get rid of that. Let's try another one. All right. Did you get a card? Did you get one? All right. Find me the speed from t equals whatever to t equals whatever.
So what's on number one speed?
There's only gonna be one speed. Remember, what do you do when you have 2 times? But I said yesterday, when you have 2 times, everybody want to tell her? Subtract them. Yes, my dear. So what? Put in that code that's right there on the board again. That's why I wrote it up there, because sometimes it'll kick you out. If you were paying attention earlier, it kicked me out. Did it let you back in? All right, can we look at what you came up with?
Wait, almost.
The 30 hour break first.
Because we're gonna do one more problem, and then we're gonna stop class one. After we do this one, go over it, see what you came up with. We got less, a little less than 50 minutes. So can I hit stop now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Anybody still yelling for me to wait? They're putting their answer in right now. John, you putting something in, or are you just playing? All right, so let's see what we came up with. All right. I got a 0.83. Okay.
Go ahead, just make it mad, because if that's the right answer.
I got a 1.2. Of course, it got no units on that. I got a 0.83. I got a 12. I got a 0.2. Okay, we got some variations here, people. We got a 10. All right, I have sucked this one up teaching it. I got a giant smiley face with 0.83. I got a 1.9. All right, we got some not very agreeable answers here. So, let's talk about this one. All right, speed equals distance over time. Now, what do anytime we have 2 times? We subtract them. Okay, they go on the bottom. So, 27 minus 15 goes on the bottom. Now, we need the distances. Where do we get the distances from? The other side. Over here in the chart, we got to find it. So 27 matches up with what distance?
30.
So 30 goes with the 27, and the 15 goes with what? With the 20. Now, what am I going to do with those 2 distances? I'm going to subtract them. So what's 30 minus 20? What's 27 minus 15? Again, no shame in a calculator if you don't know. Yes, Jada. Just sit at the table. Okay. Did you bring your friend? Just checking. All right. So 10 divide 15. Whoops. 10 divide 12 is 0.83. All right. So 0.83. And my units are meters over seconds. Questions about how I did that? All right. Last question. Oh, hold up. What?
They kicked me out, so I'm just trying to get.
Oh, put the code in. It'll come right back up in a minute. All right, next one, last one. All All right, did you get it? It's the same chart, different question.
Miss Wall,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have Alexis McCorkle?
I do.
Can you send her to the office for a moment?
I will.
Thanks.
Welcome. All right, last question.
Why'd you being so heavy?
Then spin it again. Will it let you? It usually will.
Oh, yeah, well.
Oh. And Lucia, come here. Alright, I need to put you over. What's your last name? You're there. There's nothing on mine. Why aren't you on the list? Look at my list. Don't you see your name on my list?
I'm looking up over there.
You're number 8.
No, I said,
He's so proud of that. It says, she's number 9, you're number 8. Doesn't it say that? Go show me. I'm over here thinking I forgot her name again.
And you talking about I can't count. You can't count. Stank. And
I already forgot her name once and felt bad. I thought I did it again and felt twice as bad. And you just took the wrong computer and made me feel bad. So the only person I truly forgot was Alizé, because I used an old list and did it before. It turns out I actually did it before y'all actually got me, which is why her name was not on the list. All right. So we have 1.16.
it's mine. It's under that. Under. No, not that one. That's not mine.
0.76.
The one.
Scribbly. What the hell? 1.0.
The one smiley face.
0.86.
One smiley face.
3.33.
I think she's looking at all of them.
Don't copy me. 0.86. 3.33, 0.86,
I want her to look at it.
1.16. All right, clearly we have some issues here.
Shoot stuff.
Okay?
You
All
were.
right, so we've got more 0.86s than we have anything else going on. All right, but we've got some glitches here. So let me hit stop. Now let's talk about how we do this. So when we want to find average speed, where do we go in the table to find total distance traveled? Where do we go to find total distance?
The bottom.
The bottom. So 50 meters over, what's the total time? 58. So we have meters over seconds, which gives us what? 0.86 meters over seconds. Now, my guess is that maybe some of you added the distances and then added the times. Do we need to do that? No, we don't. Okay? This is the total distance. That's the total time. Okay? And you just plug it in. Questions? Now, if you will, close out the site that we're on and put your computers in numerical order in the cart and plug them in. Okay? If they're not in numerical order, Jody, you keeping track of your time? Okay. Put them in numerical order and then put them in the cart.
Well, when you out of school, do you wear right? Nobody wears.
I took a picture and Jacob put it on mine. Jacob took a picture of Logan put it on mine.
Why you looking?
Here we put your up on the rim. I was up to I didn't say hit Logan in the head.
I'm pressing charges. I'm still in good.
You got no proof.
Okay.
I got a witness. There's all.
I don't.
Chance to go to physical therapy.
I ain't got time for it. Spending my life in therapy. So what I do home, what I do there. Now, this is a mean looking fish. I wouldn't be able to hit somebody with that.
Beat him down with it.
I got better chances. You will behave much.
No.
Just check.
No.
Get out my seat.
I won't hear about any brawls or anything like that.
You will.
Yeah, much better than you like us.
No.
That's it.
No.
Oh, that's Logan.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
You get water boy. I thought you carrying water the other day.
What?
Like,
Oh,
getting in
oh,
trouble with
oh,
somebody,
yeah.
you got it.
That's why.
That's all we did. You need to get in trouble.
For him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying now.
Yeah, John needs one. He's back there.
So we're not gonna do that.
I don't know. Let's see. Depends on time. So far, we ain't doing so hot on calculator.
I'm gonna do this.
I'm my boss, like, I do this.
So we're not doing so hot on calculator. Now that is a daggone mess. I can see that from here. Those computers didn't look like that when we started. I know that from standing here. I know I told you all day one I had OCD. They were all in the same direction. They were all in numerical order, and all the cords were plugged in. They did not look like that mess. Now, the graph that I just gave y'all, you will see a graph very similar to this on your test next week. I'm telling you that up front, okay?
two things you will see on the state file. Graphs and word problems. The tables in them. State loves graphs, state loves word problems, tables. Okay? Part of this course is to be able to read graphs and word problems and tables. So we start very early learning to read graphs. Now, this is a plain old speed graph. Two cars traveling at a speed. We need to be able to read and calculate the speed from a graph. Most of y'all probably in Math 2 or Math 3. How many of y'all in Math 3?
Not right now, but I will be.
You will be, okay? So we should all be able to read a graph based on the math class y'all are in. This is not hard math. We're not doing anything with any weird variables. We're reading a plain old graph, okay? So if we look at the graph that you have in front of you, first of all, can anybody tell me which of these cars is at constant speed? Okay, I hear Logan and I hear Alizé over here yelling some answers and arguing with each other. And now I think it was Damien chiming in. Okay? What was the rule to be at constant speed? It's got to stay in a straight line. Now, many of you yesterday on the paper that I graded, I asked you, first of all, if the graph was at constant speed in question 2. And some of you told me yes. The vast majority. I had about, I think, 4, maybe 5 people total out of the end. You and that notebook are not getting along today. All right? Maybe 5 people total out of both classes who told me no, it was not a constant speed graph. The vast majority of you said yes. Probably 75% of you told me the right reason why. Why was it a constant speed graph?
Because it's right.
It was what? I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about yesterday's graph. Why was it a constant speed graph yesterday? It was straight. Okay? It was a straight line. So when you look here, how do you know which car is traveling at a straight line or a constant speed? Car A is doing what? It's going in a straight line. Now, if we look at car B is here. Now we need another ruler, which I can get.
There, and then it's like turns a weird turn.
All right, car B is there, and then car B is there. So is car B straight? No.
The straight one.
Okay, because car B is not straight, it is not at constant speed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, some of you had your graph wasn't all that straight, so you said no, it was not a straight line, and you said it was average speed. That's just poor graphing skills. All right. So they want you to answer some basic questions. This is distance. This is time. So how far did car A travel before it met car B? Now, those of you who are really good, I want you to say a word. So I need William and Logan to answer a question on this graph, okay? Lips zipped. Don't want to hear from you two, okay? The whole time I'm talking about this graph, not a word.
You travel 40 miles.
Okay? So when you look at this, how far did car A travel before it met car B?
40 miles.
Okay? Now, where did car A start? Started where? 20. Where did it meet? It met here, right? So car A is here. Car A is there. Now, I'm only using the rulers to emphasize, not that you need the rulers to do this. But sometimes people don't understand what I'm talking about when I don't use the rulers, okay? So, a lot of people look at it just the way Jacob did. He looks here, he sees the point where they met, and he reads right across, and he says what? 40. It's a very common mistake, okay? They meet at 40 miles. The problem is, where did car A start at?
20.
Car A started at 20. So we can't say 40 miles because it didn't start at 0. They didn't start at the same points, did they?
No.
Where did car A start?
At 20.
At 20. So what do you do with the 40 and the 20? You subtract them. So 40 minus 20 is what?
20.
20. Now what unit are we going to put on that top line on that answer? You're going to put kilometers because that's the distance unit, km. Now, when it says how long did they travel before they met, what are you putting for how long?
0.5.
All right, I hear 0.5. All right. Is that okay? Did they start at 0? And did they meet up at 0.5 the way Jacob says? Yes. Now, do you have to put 0.5? Is there another way to write that answer?
0.5.
You can write 0.5. But what's another way to say a half hour? Yes, you could have written 30 minutes. It would be fine. Most people write 0.5 hours, but every now and then I have somebody who writes 30 minutes, so I want to say that was okay too. All right. How far did both cars travel at the same speed? Where are the cars at the same speed? What do the lines have to do to be at the same speed, Johnny's? What do you think?
Say it again.
I said, what do the two cars have to be doing to be at the same speed on that graph? What do you think they have to be doing?
Both moving at the same pace.
Okay, so in terms of the graph, what do you think the lines have to do for the cars to be at the same speed? Okay, do they have to be different lines or same line? Okay, so where on this graph are they the same line? Because the question wants to know how far. Are we looking at distance or are we looking at time? To know how far. Okay, so do you think you can read the distance that those two cars travel the same distance together?
40 to 80.
Okay, so what's the distance they traveled at the same speed? If we go 40 to 80.
120.
Okay, so John said they went from 40 to 80, which is exactly right. Now the question seems to be, are we going to subtract the 40 and the 80, or are we going to add the 40 and 80?
Subtract.
We're going to subtract it. You added it, and all you need to do is subtract it. So 80 minus 40 is what?
40.
40. Okay? Any questions about that? All right, so number 4. How long did it take both cars to get to point C?
1.5.
All right, I hear a 1.5. It says, how long did it take both cars to get to point C? Jacob's yelling 1.5. Do we agree with him or disagree? What do you think, Ashanti? You what? Ignore Alexis and her phone out there. What do you think? Agree or disagree? You agree? Okay. Yeah, just don't break it. All right, so it says, how long did both cars? So starting at 0 and cruising across to where both cars finished, I would agree with Jacob also, 1.5. Okay? Now, we already answered 5. Which car had constant speed?
Car A.
All right, now, 6 and 7 are where things get a little dicey. Okay? What was car A's speed? We got to calculate car A. Raul. So what? All right, how'd you get 60? Tell me what you did to get the speed.
I look at the bottom at the time where it says hour, and then I went to when it says 1.0,
Uh-huh.
and then I look up where the line met and it was at 16 for the distance, so that's I got 16 hour.
Okay. Not quite. All right. In order to find speed with distance over time, we have to look at 2 points on the graph. We can't just look at 1 point on the graph. Okay. We have to sort of do it with slope, with rise over run. Okay. So the thing that I recommend doing is always getting 2 points that you can find on the graph. It really doesn't matter which point. So if you like this point right here, because you can read the 60 and you can read the 1, that could be 1 point. Now find another point on that same line. Okay? Any other point you like, Raul? Okay? Anywhere along this line, find me another point you can read.
20 over 0.
Sure. Okay, 20 and 0. All right, so what are our two distances on that line?
20 and 60.
Okay, so 60 minus 20 for our two distances. And what are our two times?
0.
0 and 1. So 1 minus 0. Okay? So speed equals what? 60 minus 20? 40. Over 1 is 40 kilometers per hour. So that's car A. Okay? So 40 kilometers per hour. Now, in the second question there, number 7, it says, what are the 2 speeds of car B? Which one did we already figure out? We already figured out A's, right? So we already did this section of the car. We already did that part. Is everybody okay with that? We did this piece. So we already know that one is 40 kilometers per hour. Now we need to do which section? We need to do this section down here. So we need 2 points here. Now, do I have as many nice points that intersect that make it easy for us? I don't, do I? So here, which points do you think we should pick that make it easy? All right. 0.4. I wouldn't pick that one. I don't like where it crosses. You and me? I would probably pick this one. What? Oh, sorry. I didn't look up. I was looking down at the paper. How do you think it fell off the sidewalk? Wasn't watching where I was going.
0.55.
All right. I'd probably pick here because I know that's 40 and 0.5, right? The only other one I like is which point? I like the 0, 0. It's at 0. I'd probably pick this one. Okay. You could pick the 0.1 and the 10. It's going to be a little off for the 0.1 and the 10, but you could probably do it. But I like it because it crosses right at that. Okay. So speed equals, my distances are 40 minus 0, and my times are 0.5 and 0. So we get 40 over 0.5, which is 80. I think if I did that right in my head. Somebody double check me.
Yeah, it's 0 twice.
So 80 kilometers per hour. Okay. Questions? Any questions? Yes or no?
No.
Now, I have another graph like this on another sheet, but we're not going to do it today. Now, I'm going to flip-flop my velocity notes with the lab. So Monday we're going to have to do more notes than right now. Now, we will not be able to finish the lab today. We'll have to finish it on Monday. All right. Today, we're going to need to be in groups of 3. Because this one has too many parts for 2 people all day. Right? All right.
Thank you.
Maybe two hands come over this. This was not dead. This is dead. We're buying batteries for these things. We don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many people do I have here today? 13. I have 13.
The 19.
19.
Who's the regular 20?
So I have one group of 4.
I call it.
So Williams group will be a group of 4. All right. Now, we should be able to get the data today before the bell rings. Here, William, take that. I need 2 people to demonstrate that. All right. Need 2 people on the floor. All right. The reason that you need 3 people is you're going to have to stretch out the measuring tape. Now, first of all, the measuring tape has inches and centimeters. If you look at this side, everybody see the big numbers? Big numbers is which side?
Inches.
That's inches. So flip it over so you got the small side. Now, let me explain this to you before you go out there, then you get mad when I take points off. It reads to 152. See all those little lines that go past 152? Means it actually reads to what number? 153. Everybody hear me say it? This reads to 153 centimeters. Okay? So when you stretch it out, this is 153 centimeters. So you got to stretch it out on the floor. Now, you're not chasing this car around the room. Okay? You're measuring the distance only from tires need to be let go from the beginning. It's like in a start line on a racetrack. So the tire should start at the beginning of the measuring tape, and whoever's timing should stop the timer as it clears the finish line, which is the end of the tape. Okay? I do not want tape all over my floor, by the way, which is why I'm not giving you tape to hold the measuring tape down. Now, the timer is going to have to start it based on whenever this person lets the car go. They can either say go, you can watch it, it doesn't matter. But the person who's holding it here is going to have to pull the string out on the car. This is why we use these kind of cars. Do not rev the engine on these cars. They're 20 years old. The string is going to get old. They need to survive 3 more years. Okay? You pull the string out on the car. All right, kids. I know these are old and y'all are technology children, but all you have to do is pull the string out on the back of the car. Okay? They're gas tanks on the police cars instead of a little spare tire. And then you let the string go and the car will travel. Okay?
I thought it was this.
Okay. So, stretch the measuring tape out. And the person who's actually timing may have to hold the measuring tape because the car may take 2 hands. All right? So pull the string out. Person who's timing, whenever you say go. And then you have to stop it. Now, sometimes they're going to weave. You might have to do it more than once. Now, for those of you who never used a stopwatch before, it says start and stop is on this side. So start, stop. Over here it's reset. Don't push the mode button or you're going to have to come see me and get help 9 times out of 10. So reset, start, stop, reset. Okay? 3 people to a group. Can you handle that? Now, in the column that says distance, What units did I tell you we were using? Time will be in seconds. This is the last thing I need to show you so that everybody knows how to record their times. So, over here, when you get a time like the one I'll set mine down. You're going to have like 0.0125. How are you going to write that on your sheet? Just write it as 1.25 seconds. Okay? Don't write anything really weird like this. Just write it down that way. Okay? Now, then calculate your speed. Try to get at least all of your data today. Any questions about that? Now, I could have one group over here, one group over there. There could be one group here, one group there, one over there, and one over there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups, and 6 groups ought to cover it. Okay? Groups of 3. Except one group of 4. We don't need to get in the hallway. Why? Oh my God. We don't need to haul stools around the room. Leave the furniture where it belongs. All right, who doesn't have a group of 3? There you go. You'll like Bree. She works well.
Very well.
She's diligent.
Shut up, your feet stink. Stop wearing slides.
I guess he did. I complimented him on being on time.
Come on, read with us.
Was he getting lunch on back?
Ain't that enough one? Oh, y'all can get right here.
Yeah, he's already started one detention. I think we could do another one. He's got then he's gonna be handed it off for someone. I hate to have to write down and get lunch, and that's why he's starting class. Grab and go.
Okay.
But then you started.
Gotcha.
Eat at home and then do.
Can we work in the office?
No. No. Who doesn't have career? You do need a place to work? Here, you work right back there. No hall. Now, do not have the cars on the counter. They will fly off and break. You gotta do it on the floor.
Over here. We got some slides.
Y'all are not so old and decrepit that your bodies will not bend to the floor.
I got it. Before.
No, you're gonna stop.
Get it?
Oh my God.
You might have to practice once or twice to get the time.
You're joking. Girl, too much.
You want me to do it? You hold it.
Ready? No, I don't know. Okay, ready? You take it. Okay, 2 seconds.
Did you stop it when you get past it? I'll let her write that down.
What happened when it go past the line?
What you mean when you go past the line? You gotta stop.
You gotta stop before it go past the line.
Yeah, before it go past the line.
1 second. Dang it, I mean, what time?
Yeah, but
do we
you're
quit?
just too.
The time, y'all not, is y'all doing the time?
No, the line. Miss Long. If it's like, wouldn't it be 0.1? No, 0.01,
Let me
0.94.
see it.
Yeah. So that means 153.
Yeah. But you gotta put the time too on that time.
Hey, get the mouse on here.
Oh, snap, I'm in the video.
Damn, come on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, right.
you ready? The time?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
1.94.
Okay.
2.37. We're gonna be seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's actually sweet.
It says it'll be 1 for 2, right?
We got a few. Huh? 153.
Wouldn't it be 1 for 3? So
Yeah.
that's
Let me
the
see.
speed.
It's distance over time, isn't it? Yeah. Because should be 153. So it'd be 78.86.
78.86. We gotta do all the way. We gotta do it 5 times.
4 more times. Out.
You pull the thing, yeah, you pull that. Just hold it then, hold one hand. But you gotta stretch it up. You gotta do it all.
Just do it. Yeah, do it both hands. Do it both behind the line. Start this one side, this side start. Which one? Yeah.
Very hard to write when you do that.
Alright, no. Oh. You ready?
I'm right now.
We keep getting 153, 153, 153. I'm tired of 153. Damn, you look so excited.
1.1.
I have no idea. All right, this is good.
75.
I did not see you.
I hope it'll stop.
Was that 04?
It's still low.
Ready?
Make the shit small.
What you call me?
Call me.
We all back. Miss Walls,
What?
we all have to have separate sheets.
Yeah, everybody does their own sheet.
We should have the same answer, right?
You don't have to, you don't write down the same stuff. That's why everybody has their own sheet. You'd be surprised how many people can't manage to write down the same numbers, calculate the same things, or anything else.
What was the time?
It was 1.35.
Get back here.
We got 59?
Yeah, 59.
What's wrong? No, you don't measure. Yeah, you only measure 153 cups when you weigh. Yes.
The top, 2.37. No, 2.37.
Okay? Flip it over. Y'all steal my calculator.
Maybe.
Keep mine.
So when we put that in your.
Yes.
Can you tell me?
The distance, centimeter.
Yeah.
The unit for distance will be centimeters/seconds, Ms. Clark.
Distance is always centimeters.
Centimeters. Dang. So the speed
Yeah, I did great.
will be centimeters.
Y'all wanna redo it?
Yes.
What did you get?
1.78.
You ready?
You didn't stop.
Well, I did stop. I stopped it, but when I say go, she's waiting in go.
Where did it go?
Let me do it. You know. Step on
Sorry, love Marcus. Yeah, play the game. Right there. Go.
You guys have about 4 minutes. Have you gotten your data?
See?
If you have, put your stopwatch, your measuring tape, and your bar on the back table.
Okay, what happened?
Oh,
If you keep your lab sheet, will you not lose it?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
If you're fearful you will lose it, give it to me. If you're not gonna lose it, you may keep it.
Isn't that like the chart thing?
I'll keep it as long as you can. Ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Just do it.
won't be using the bottom two. Yeah, that's reasonable. We'll
When
be
it
using.
says average distance, average time, average speed, what do you want to do?
Hold it down. I get math class.
I got him.
So how do you do
But
that?
like, okay. But did you add them?
And
Divided by 5?
divide by 5.
Okay.
2.4.
All right, you guys find a stopping
Again,
place.
2 point. What the?
Put your lab in a safe place in your notebook and put my equipment on the back table. Oh, God. Round up the measuring tapes that are on the floor.
118.
Yesterday, y'all left calculators all over the room. I'm not picking up today. I do it today, you don't get a calculator again. Put my cars, my measuring tapes, and my stopwatches on the back table. Should be 7 of everything.
Isn't the average we add up or just throw the common one show it?
The average is all of them together.
Divided by,
The speed all together?
add them up, divided by how many you have. How many do you have? Y'all are down to 118. Are y'all cleaning up and putting your stuff away for lunch?
Do that one.
Put my calculators in the tub. If I have to pick them up today, you don't get them on Monday.